Hey everyone. So people have been asking. So this is a quick preview of everything that is Infraless data. The idea behind Infraless data is basically all your infrastructure is abstracted away. Just write some Python and SQL, query your data. You have a data platform in a couple clicks. So all you need to get started is a GitHub account. So I can click continue with GitHub. I'm logged in with my personal account here. I already have a repository connected, but you will need to connect a repository. So basically what that does is click on here. In this case, I put testing 123, create repository. In about 10 to 15 seconds, you'll have everything provisioned that you need to run pipelines and visualize data. We can go to pipelines here. We have one in production and then a bunch in development. I used our own AI agent to create all of these pipelines. If you click on them, you can see, the agent ran, canceled some tasks until it got it right and then succeeded. You can look, there's the logs here. You can see how much this costs to run. We can go back to pipelines and we have all these different ones. The agent tab is just here. If you trigger off a task, it'll go and asynchronously run. If you ask it for some private data, it'll ask you to store some environment variables. So basically, we have set up here settings, environment variables, testing 123. You can have prod or development. Let's go to development. I have one written there. You can store an environment variable. This will be securely stored on the back end and available to you when you're running your functions. You can come in here. There's a database tab. Basically, you can explore all the data that you're storing as time goes on. Under analytics here, we have a bunch of tests. We can just query. Let's just do a preview. Analytics done. Let's do the NBA three-point leaders query. Run that, and we can preview all the data here. There's also this context, which is just simple storage for you. You can add anything you need here. This gives the agent access to it. The agent could actually read and write from this context folder. So if you want to train models or something, they can store their weights here as well. One of the coolest parts is that the visualizations are handled within Infraless data. So if we go to development here, basically within the pipelines, you can define the creation of visualization. So every time the data gets updated, the visualization gets updated, and a nice link goes out you can send to anyone at your company. Let's see here. Here's another one. Basically, you have a bunch of options for visualization types, and it'll visualize all that data for you. One nice part here is billing is super convenient, super transparent. Basically, you can see, okay, I paid $4.78 for pipeline compute, less than a cent for storage, a little bit for ad hoc queries, and then a bunch for my AI assistant. Let me know if you have any questions. I will be willing to answer. For the developers out there, just one thing to note is that under the hood, everything is a mono repo that lives in your own personal GitHub account. So I'm on the dev branch here. If I look at functions, all of this is just Python functions, and then a bunch of YAML that defines what actually happens. So this is fetch and visualize. You can have multiple chains of tasks. You could run a whole DAG. You can pass in arguments, and then you can have like a visualization tab and give it a viz ID. Yeah, and if you push to the dev branch, that will deploy to dev pipelines. If you push to main, it'll deploy to production pipelines. That's about it.